Where the hell? Like, where the hell are we? We're live. Sorry. Let's see. Okay. Let me just click on the. Here we go. We're just going to wait for people to populate. And if you can share it. Let me just send
All right.
Let me send you the link for you to share it.
Gotcha.
Copy. And I'm going to send it here on the chat. There you go. All right. Hi, Walter.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Sorry. Hi, Divine Moon. Okay, let's see. I gotta put all your links in here real quick.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, so people can know where the hell you're at and how to stalk you.
I love the name of the title too. The series, rather, Speaking with Spirits.
Yep. With the peace dealer. Yeah. So people can know where the hell.
Oh, there we go.
Like, we're alive. Okay, make sure that your links are good. Got all your links on here. What the heck? Oh, that's an Instagram one. Okay. Awesome. All right, you guys, here we are with the Peace Dealer. So we're going to interview Mr. Michael. So Mike, let us know about you, it's Mr. Mysterious Gemini over here. So I want to know, how did you become an astrologer?
First of all, thank you, Miss StariAri, for having me. Mrs. StariAri, rather, for having me here. Very, very honored. I'm grateful to be number 9 on this show. Shout out to y'all in the live chat. I think I'm just gonna accept wholeheartedly that I didn't become an astrologer. Astrology became me. Actually, I'm also gonna emphasize the quality of my spirit. Gemini is mysterious. You were right about that too. It definitely just kind of happened. The more I really recollect on the experience, and the more I just kind of shudder at the predetermined or destiny, just calling itself. Yeah, I just know when that moment came, when I had my natal chart, and I knew that it was time to explore this world, that I definitely realized I was meant to become an astrologer. But once again, like, every step of that way, you have to understand, Gemini has the mind of a child. So I very much in retrospect was a fool on an adventure, being directly led by angelic forces that at the beginning I didn't even believe existed. So yeah, definitely I still don't know. To answer your question, I have no fucking idea. I was supposed to be a rapper. I was studying electrical engineering, and then all of a sudden I realized that, the Bible is not the inerrant word of God. And, I thought I was gonna become a devout Christian, which is so full circle now, because compared to where I started, I'm like rededicating my life back to Jesus. But my understanding of Jesus in the Bible is so much more different now than the dogmatic understanding and the very linear traditional way of understanding it, as opposed to now embracing a more Sumerian, Enki Enlil, also not Aztec, but definitely more,
Toltec.
definitely Toltec for damn sure. Oh yes. And really, oh okay, no, and Aztec astrology. No, I was gonna say not Mayan, but yeah, really just coming into exploring this world. But I mean, I I can't necessarily say that like I just decided to become an astrologer one day. It was just this crazy series of events that I always loved to believe it found me. Jupiter was transiting my first house during that period. So I like to believe Jupiter just kidnapped me and abducted me and took me on this adventure on Thor. Like seriously. It's just been wild ever since.
It's like it's like Zeus and his adventures, like and kidnapping this girl real quick.
Hey, we need to go kidnap the peace dealer, bring him on this adventure. We have to have him meet the rest of the squad.
Yeah. No, so tell us a little bit about your childhood. I know your upbringing was Christian, but any other information, like I know your traditional background. I would like people to understand that, where you really come from.
Right. My parents are from Nigeria, so I remember we would go every now and then just to check it out, which is always very humbling to, experience that difference between um an openly corrupt nation and a secretly corrupt nation. That I mean, now is out in the open now anyway. So, but it definitely helped me embrace my roots in that sense. But I mean, I really feel like we kind of raised ourselves. Like my mother definitely is a very solid influence, but she was always at work. She definitely worked long hours. My father always at the time worked as well. And that definitely or at least me and my sisters are more used to kind of like um I don't want to say solitude, but kind of like having to, especially coming back from school, that element of family wasn't necessarily as present. And it's not like it doesn't exist because now we're coming to revisit it. But I definitely think it's been very peculiar, a lot more very now that I think about it, looking back now, because it definitely goes into shaping a whole lot. My mom's son is Gemini. Her moon's also Capricorn, but
Harder.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Um, I mean,
It's more like super independent children, pretty much.
there we go. Yeah, yeah. Um, I know. Oh yeah, and there we go. Because I had my youngest sister told me a few months ago, like when she thinks about it, her only memory of me is constantly like going and traveling to different places. Like she never really stayed in the sense where like um of course I was young, went to school, and then I went to another state to live with my uncle, and then I went to Nigeria to stay for a year. And like she kind of remarked on how she never necessarily grew remembered growing up with me that present in the family, which is kind of crazy, even though we're very close. But yes, it's very interesting. Mainly though, because a major facet of um, you know, the family dynamic came ironically when I went to Nigeria for boarding school 2001, which was also the same year that my father got hemmed up by the FBI and went to prison. And so that changed everything. My mother definitely ended up working more. And like, you know, now we're just straight up raising ourselves. Like,
what year was this? Because I have a similar thing that happened with my dad.
this was 2001. So
Okay.
I mean,
No, mine was like way early.
way earlier. Okay,
Yeah.
this was around the period where people in Wall Street were all getting hemmed up by the FBI because of the stock practices, and so they gave the white people like 2 years. They locked my dad up for like 9, 10. It is what it is. They actually quarantined witnesses who can tell. You know, the FBI has to win the case. They quarantined witnesses who would testify on his behalf, so they wouldn't make it to the court. They intimidated certain witnesses to deport them back to their country if they say, because they had to piece their case. And I'm not gonna say my dad was innocent of what he did, because that's just the practices of what they did, regardless of whatever the stock brokerage or whatnot. But it's just very revealing to me, because if my dad, I didn't realize this until later. First of all, it was my dad's decision to send me to Nigeria, because I was gonna, if my dad didn't get locked up, I would have been in Nigeria for the rest of my life, schooling until I graduate, until I was ready to go to college and come back. It wasn't until after all that went down that my mom was telling me, like, yeah, because he ended up getting locked up and I was out there, like, she just brought me back here. And like, I just thought that was interesting. This is also the year of 9/11, the day I was supposed to travel. And when I went there, also, there was an explosion in the barracks there. Crazy shit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of grateful for the way that I grew up, because it was so different that it kind of forced me to understand more, like, to appreciate solitude. I never felt lonely because I always had friends to play with, but it's like I kind of appreciate now more the family time we have a bit to like talk or whatever. But it also made me realize how alien I am, because I feel like most people would care and be like, oh, we don't have family time, and meanwhile it's like, yay, like this is just
not as mutables. I'm sorry.
No. I don't know. I just kind of got it. It's weird, but yeah, like I have no fourth house energy in my chart, so I don't know how to answer your comment. I've been dancing around like, what the fuck do I say? Like, I don't even remember.
You're doing good.
Thank you.
It's just let it flow, Gemini.
You're right.
Yeah. No, we're just trying to explore your childhood, your inner child, do some therapy work right now. Just kidding. I'm kidding. It always happens like this, you guys.
It always does. Yeah.
I just pull that out of people.
I'm giving the juicy detail. That's what I appreciate about Sagittarius. I remember I was on the strip, and I finished shooting a part of a music video, and this Sagittarius dude comes up and he's like, oh, so what are you doing out here? And like, before I can think about it, and I know it's also because I'm Gemini, but before I can think about it, I'm just like spilling the details to this dude. Like, I'm just saying shit, and I'm like, why did I say so much? And I'm like, y'all must have this magical ability to just like draw truth out of people.
Yeah.
It's like, why the fuck did I say it like that?
I also have my Virgo rising, so that's that therapist that kicks in. Like, tell me about your childhood.
Right.
So, how's your relationship with your mother now? Or with your father? Do you hold any resentment towards them?
Oh my God.
Anyway, so tell us about the first time that you've experienced anything that made you feel like an alien, made you feel like I have superpowers.
God bless you.
On here?
this was before I even knew about astrology. Um, First of all, because when I came back from Nigeria, um, since that before then I just went to Catholic school. So when I came back, um, I went to seventh grade. When I was in Nigeria, I went to JS1. There's JS1, JS2, JS3, and the junior school and then the senior schools. So JS1 was the equivalent to seventh grade. That was my sixth grade. So I was learning seventh grade stuff because they went by a more European curriculum. So I was learning seventh grade stuff in sixth grade, came back, and the school I went to wasn't even really a school. It was a small school rented in a section of a boys and girls club. So I was like one out of three people in the seventh grade in that class. Right. And so very interesting experience. Like I was used to going to Catholic school my whole life. This was a Christian school. After that, I started going to public school. But yeah, like I remember, and I was thinking about this recently. I remember, this is back when my heart was just, burning for the Lord. And your boy still got tempted here and there, but I remember specifically asking to go to the bathroom so that I can, witness to people. But I mean, I wasn't going to say that. I just wanted to use the bathroom. So I'm like, the first person I see in the bathroom, I'm going to ask him if he knows about Jesus Christ. And so I see this one little young boy, and I asked him, hey, so, do you believe in Jesus? And, dude is like kind of laughing at me like, like, I guess. And I asked, can we pray together? I shit you not. We're starting to pray, and he's closing his eyes, not really taking it seriously. This one big ass dude walks in the bathroom, takes this bull, boom, smacks his head, and he starts crying. And I'm like, okay then. And I just leave. And now in retrospect, I'm like, damn, I should have probably like helped him out or something like that. Like, like tended to his wounds and be like, see, this is why you need Jesus in your life. But like, I didn't know. I thought, little did I know that was a whole demonic like interaction right there. I didn't even know the war was that. And then I went back upstairs and told no one that ever happened. Like I thought, okay, like damn. But like that, but the first instance of me having psychic power that I realized was during that year. I think the third graders, there was like 4 third graders or 5 third graders. I had to take one of them to the bathroom. His name was also Mike. And so I vividly remember this. Oh my gosh. I put my left hand on his head because even though I was short, he was much shorter. He was, of course, like 3rd grade. I think I was 7th grade. And so, we're just walking down, fly as hell, going to the bathroom. And he was like, how much money do I have in my wallet? He gives me this mysterious gift. How much money do I have in my wallet? And on Thor, on Odin, on all the gods in heaven, I hear 21, 21, 21, 21. And I say, 21? And he looks at me like, what? And I was like, what? No way. And we were like, and we have this, we're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And that was the first time I knew in my life psychic abilities were real. And I was so ecstatic. And then the next 5 minutes, I'm trying to replicate that experience. And I'm like, okay, think of an apple, think of a fruit. And he does it, and I get every single one wrong. And then that was it. And I was like, okay. And then it's only later now I realized that I have Uranus on my moon. And I read this article that says when you're a Uranian vessel alien, you can predict election outcomes, conceptions, and read the minds of teenagers. And
nice.
And it's in Capricorn, which is earth-based. So I had to touch his head in order to, hear it. So, I mean.
Yeah, we have the same, isn't it a generational thing too?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you actually, don't you have Saturn in
I have Saturn in
Sagittarius?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, y'all started the conjunction off. And I actually want to look into your soul group because
yeah, I do.
It's about to complete in Gemini. opposite y'all, and y'all are the only ones who see what's happening. And it's like, I didn't realize that. I think that conjunction started in your sign, and so you guys actually start off this supernatural fucking ability train. And I forgot to honor y'all for that, because I get all biased and I'm like, it's the 90s, baby, it's 88, it's the Cap Gang, but y'all literally sparked it.
Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking it up right now. See, my Chiron's in Gemini. I hate that placement.
You hate Chiron Gemini?
I got Chiron and Gemini. I fucking hate that placement.
I love it because I think it soothes my spirit.
I'm being forced to like do things like all my life. I was being forced to do things really publicly or to socialize or to.
Oh, in the 10th house. Oh,
yeah, all the time.
And you just want to be in the 4th, just
chilling. I just want to be chill. Like, leave me alone, you know.
The angel Chiron. I love it because I think it heals me every time. I just be feeling mad chill with you.
I'm just like my mom would get so mad at me when I wouldn't go out of my way to say hi to relatives that I've never met before in my life. You know, like, you have to be social. Oh, those are your blood relatives. I gotta be nice to them. And I'm just like, they're fucking strangers. And the teachers told us about stranger danger. God damn it. You know, like. So I hated that so much.
I feel you.
But yeah, I was a smart ass too, so that didn't But he said, okay, so we got Pluto and Scorpio together. We got wait. I got Neptune and Cap.
You got Neptune and Cap?
Yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, you have Neptune, but you have Uranus and Sag, right?
Yeah.
Gangster.
Yeah, I have, and then I have my Jupiter, and actually it's not in Sagittarius, it's in Scorpio. No, wait, my Saturn's in Scorpio.
Oh, right.
And I have a Jupiter and Cap.
Nice. Oh, nice. Like the Leo.
I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. Like a shit ton.
Yeah.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 placements. But I do have a lot of Scorpio too. Fucking evil. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Are you though? Yo, I've come to respect it. It's that real.
I do have Mars and I think it's Aquarius. A lot of people say, oh, that placement is so fucking like what are they, like super like passive aggressive. I was like, not really. I'm straightforward. like I've always known that about myself, is like very direct. Like if something bothers me, then the person will know. Like,
do you think that could be your Venus in Capricorn?
The Venus and Capricorn too. Yeah, because
I feel avatar.
Yeah, like
you have all the elements. That is so amazing.
Yeah, I have all of them.
You're such an avatar. Wow.
The only thing that like I have all this, even I think the only signs that I don't have is Leo and Cancer. Like I don't have that much like of those placements in my chart at all.
Cancer makes people care about being social, so you don't care about being social. Leo is social, so you don't even love being social.
No.
Virgo is social, but I need to be social to know which one of you motherfuckers to avoid.
That's exactly how it is.
I love Virgo for that very reason.
But it's true though, because you're like, okay, let's be social so I know who the fuck to avoid.
Right.
Who the fuck is the personalities I need to get the hell away from.
And then Scorpio is the master social that did the Virgo work, and it's like, all you motherfuckers are stupid. I'm not gonna hang out with any of you. Yeah, Virgo is the Scorpio that hasn't found out yet, and it's still like, oh. Damn.
But anyway, so what's the when you found out about your psychic abilities, what did you do with that? Like beyond like I would say astrology, what practices did you start to, look into and things like that?
I'm so glad you asked that, because like at that age, I didn't know what the hell to do with it. There's no one in my life I could talk to about it, to really foster it. But now I'm so glad you asked, because one thing I'm really seeking is discipline and practice, like a practice to utilize it. I feel like I'm really wanting to step more into priesthood. Thankfully I've fine-tuned my tarot reading ability to the point where I don't really need it, and astrology is dope, but I just want to take it to the next level. Like I want to really devote more energy and focus into mediumship and just straight psychic reading, like but what I really want to do, like I'm getting ready to retire being an astrologer. Like I'm still gonna do astrology or not, but I really want to do that like hoodoo work, where like you're working with like ancestors and like with other beings to help like people out with their life. Like if someone, like if you can't go to the doctor, if you can't go to anyone else, you can come to Dr. Stranger, the peace dealer, and we'll work with the spirits to engineer common solutions, heal people of sicknesses, cast away spirits. I really want to get heavy into that exorcism work, but I'm just kind of patiently, gaining the insight on how. And I think this aqua transit is going to, for sure. I've just had to get out my own way with it, because organization and focus is harder than it should be. Yeah, it's hard to use your psychic abilities when you can't focus for more than 2 freaking minutes.
Yeah.
But
well, I always tell people, if you want to start,
you don't focus
with any spiritual practice, it has to be daily. It has to be a daily intention.
That's true.
Where you wake up in the morning and you do your ceremony, and whatever that looks like.
Nice.
I wake up in the morning and I sage myself. I start doing my gratitudes, like go outside and I welcome in, the sun. Donatiui, thank you for your light, things like that. And then I sage myself, and then thank you, ancestors, for protecting me while I traveled in the astral realms. Whatever. It does, it makes you feel much better. And if you'll notice, if you miss a day, you'll feel like, well, I'm out of alignment. I feel funky, And so that's what I always recommend, is that you start with waking up in the morning and just being like, like some people would just wake up in the morning and just get out of bed and go eat or something, or, but some people, like to journal as soon as they wake up. They write in their dream journal, especially if they had some wild, crazy dreams, and then they write it down, and then they go on about their day. So whatever that looks like for you, I highly recommend that you do it. Just get out of bed and just be like, what, today we're going to go outside and we're going to say, thanks, Creator, for all the life, that you've given me, all the blessings in my life, all the people that I've met thus far, things like that. And it just starts to open you up more, because then you start to receive more messages, and you get a deeper connection to Creator in that way. You establish an actual bond or a relationship with Creator.
This is what I love so much about what you said. My biggest issue in my life right now is getting my lifestyle in order, because I don't wake up early and I don't go to sleep early. Honestly, I can wake up early. I just go back to bed. But it's the going to sleep early that I will not do because I have a childish mind and I have to figure out all the answers of the universe at 4 a.m. See, this game I've been playing with myself is I have to ascend tonight and somehow find out the magical elixir to where I activate angel powers so I don't have to go to sleep. And then when I fail, I wake up late, and it's the craziest, insane shit because I'm not like expecting different results, but I know I'm gonna, I get closer and closer every night, and it's just I'm so stubborn. I'm finally at a position where I'm ready to actually, fully fix this facet, especially resetting with the holiday period. But I mean, thank you, Maurice. No rules for sure. Definitely play that. But that's it. That's it. If I can really pinpoint one issue, it's just because I don't start my day right. And then I'm playing catch up every day. And I mean, there's nothing I can really blame on that. And so yeah, all I gotta do is just start that right. But that and the food.
Even if you're just like still sleepy, like you're kind of conscious and you're like, thanks for the dream. Like just like that, starting off like that will help too. Cause I know when I start coming back, into my body, I'm like getting there and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like a conversation with.
Oh, like in between that, the hypnotized.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, thank you for that information. And of course, my fiance's just like, stop talking to yourself.
Oh my God.
But he knows that that's what I do. That's how I work. He just starts laughing.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, just to my guides, shut up. But yeah, so like just starting off that way, or even like waking up and just be like, hey man, that dream was weird. I'm gonna write this down, like write down what happened. Even if it doesn't make sense yet, because later on it's going to make sense. And then just get up and just do what you do as a human.
Yeah, later on it do be making sense. You're right about that.
Yeah. And then even with connecting with spirit, just talking to spirit, like just your creator, just be like, hey, creator, like today I really wanted to go this way. Can you hook me up? Like, it's just like having a conversation with someone who's physically there, which you are creators and everything. So creator hears you. And so when you start doing that, and a lot of people are going to look at you like you're a crazy person because you're talking to yourself, like you're walking down the street talking to yourself like, oh, hey,
Can I interrupt you there?
Yeah.
That is my favorite part about this awakening. Like every single social inhibition I ever had, I've broken. Like there was a time where I'd be so nervous to just walk around and talk to myself. And now I am so comfortable with making myself look like such a crazy fool out in public. I'm so proud of myself. It's like, yes, it's a marked development of my spiritual growth.
Well, then keep going.
I've only just begun.
Yeah. But yeah, so can you talk to us a little bit about, I know you already mentioned your astrology path, but beyond like as a healer or anything like that, what have you done like retreat wise, so that people could know that these things are available for them too? Like, tell us about your experiences when you've gone to any retreats or any type of spiritual workshops or things like that.
I've been to a couple ayahuasca ceremonies. I've gotten taken to a sweat lodge in Joshua Tree at that mental something institute that they had. And what I took from those is they don't play there. It's very much so the importance of grounding the spiritual work. And I appreciate those because they remind me of how mental and more idea-based a lot of what I do is communication versus grounding it in my body and like taking care of my body and applying it. which I don't have that energy in my chart. I'm not really concerned. I really like to focus more on the messenger energy. So I mean, like what I took from that is when I'm really serious and ready to be super serious about this path, which is now, then like that's when that's really the next step for me. Like I have a very powerful healing ability that I don't tap into. I mean, I've healed myself and other people, but I've just been so focused on the communication aspect of it that, yeah, now I'm getting ready to be less Gemini, step more into the Cancer.
Yeah. Just you wait. Just you wait with that Cancer energy. Believe me, water energy is intense. Like my Pisces moon, like even my Virgo rising, like tapping into like physical ailments on people, it gets very tricky. Okay, just be ready for that. Because you'll be feeling shit. You're like, oh, why is this hurting? And then somebody next to you is like in a cast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's probably why I don't do it, because I always shut off the whole empathy thing, and like,
oh yeah, dude,
you kind of have to do that.
Well, you know what's good about you is that you have an Earth energy Capricorn there to assist you with that, because I always rely on my Virgo Earth energy to help me too, to kind of like make sure that I heal that or remove that energy too from myself, because the Pisces is just like empathy, let it all in, you know.
I don't know why I felt lightly a small drop of water hit me, which is impossible. And now I see Brooke commented, and the last time I felt that water, right, and I felt that in Brooke's house, where like I felt like something rained on me. Now I just took a shower, so it was probably that, but that's not what it felt like.
Don't be making shit up, Capricorn. Just fucking let it happen. Cancer's like, shut up. We felt it.
Oh my God. Or you make everyone cry just by sitting near you. Oh my God. That's one thing I love about having a Capricorn moon, because like psychics who try and peer into my soul feel this like super cruel Saturnian energy, and it's heavy, and it's like, oh, never mind. Like that.
Like, oh shit.
And then I'm always in my head, so it's like a aura of crazy talk that makes it impossible to read my mind. But still possible if you're Sagittarius, you can see it. If you're Aqua, you know it. If you're Pisces, you understand. So it is what it is. But
this shit's funny. Like when I gave you your first reading, I was just like, oh hey, look at a lot of fucking guides popping up.
Oh my God, yes, that makes sense, because like all the time that's the other part, because my biggest issue is like it's so hard for me to focus, to like not stop talking, and Spirit is always telling me to shut the fuck up. By the way, Spirit, stop sending readers and people to tell me to shut up. I'm gonna keep talking, thank you, even though I need to shut the fuck up. But like, yeah, you know, I realized I'm actually talking to Spirit
all the time.
Right. And it's like I'm starting to be more aware of this. Like even with consciousness, like the veil is so thin. It's like I feel myself being perceived or interacted with from beings that are operating from a higher dimension. And then I'm seeing myself deal with 3D, but sense it's interesting. And they all talking shit. And so it's just like, and I can't just be diplomatic. I gotta talk shit back. So I just play with my schizophrenic tendencies.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? I'm just kidding. You know, it's fascinating that in your placements, because I know a lot of Geminis that are super psychic, but they're prone to having mental breakdowns and things like that. And your placements are so strong with Earth that it feels like you're super grounded in that. And so even if you walk over through the threshold of the veil, meaning like you're in the spirit world, you still keep yourself like grounded. Like it feels like,
Wow. Thank you so
yeah.
much for saying that.
Yeah, because I never even thought you were a Gemini when I barely met you. I was just like, that's an Earth body. Like that.
Wait. That's the
Yeah.
thing though. That was the biggest thing. Okay, you just said the most significant thing ever, because that's the biggest part of my awakening. I realize I'm not a Gemini. Like I have like I'm a Gemini spirit that possessed a bull, but like I realize I'm really more my Earth, and
Yeah.
I have air, and it was just a mind trip because it makes me realize more true Geminis who like actually are the vibration versus having it, and it's like,
yeah,
wow.
because I always had like this really wispy type of energy from really psychic Geminis, and they're just like all like, ooh, all over the place, and then it makes your energy be like, oh, you know.
Oh my god.
Like you're like, ah. Like let's fly away, you know. And with you I felt very grounded when I met you, and I was like, this guy has to be Earth or something, like a Capricorn or a Taurus. I even thought Taurus or Capricorn or whatever, and I was just like, this guy feels like good, you know, like I didn't feel like out of control.
And you were exactly right. Wow.
Yeah. Like
That's
I love
amazing.
Geminis, I really do, but you guys, man, I feel like I'm flying away around you guys.
Do you identify more with Virgo or Sagittarius?
I think it was like, I would say that in the beginnings of my life, I identified with Pisces more because I was very sensitive and just saw everything.
Right.
And in my teenage years and into my early adulthood, I was more Virgo because I was very like, everything has to be perfect and everything has to be this way and there's no wiggle room, you know, things like that. And then now it's just like a combination of Virgo and Sagittarius because of the being outgoing, you know. My whole entire life I wasn't. Like I was never outgoing. I was always like, leave me alone. But people would never leave me alone. And so even kids, you know, you're like sitting out at the play, like you're like, I'm gonna go play by myself. I'm gonna go over here, play by myself, and all these kids like, can I play with you? No. Like,
oh my god.
And they're like, why not? I'm like, I'll be by myself. Like, leave me alone. And they're like, no, come on, let's play. I'm like, oh my god. Okay.
Oh my
you know?
god.
Because it was always their rules and I hated that. Like, don't tell me what to do, you know? And so it's because I grew up with a Leo sister and she was always like that, like telling me, we're gonna play this and you're gonna do this and I'm gonna do this. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
oh, that's amazing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I felt like it's a combination. I more or less because of my my studies right now is definitely very Virgo-ish. So just very inclined to that area of life.
The master doing her masters.
Yeah, my master's degree. Yeah. Then
Oh,
into the PhD. And
doctor.
But yeah, so tell me about your, I would say, I want to know, or maybe the audience would like to know this too. Your like education, like your journey towards that, like in kind of like your goals and things like that. I know you just accomplished something very important this year. And I would like to praise you on that because not a lot of people finish up their degree. You know, they just give up and just like, man, whatever, I can do something else. But I feel like it does take like time and effort to even finish anything like that, even if you don't believe in it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like, okay.
Honestly, like I just thank my mother. It's the grace of God and my mother why I graduated, because I had already dropped out like 2 times. And I have no, like, First of all, I studied to be an engineer. I met a crucial Pisces who's graduated as an electrical engineer and is like my best friend now. That really helped me connect with the friends I know now and develop my art. But after I was studying electrical engineering, then I studied business, or I went to communications because I didn't even know that was a major. Like I didn't know there was broadcasting. Like, oh, this is it. Like if I knew this was a thing, I would have chose it. So then I transferred to business. Then I transferred back right. Then I transferred back to communications, minoring in business, which is the Gemini Sun Cap Moon. Then I dropped out. Then I went back to school. Then I transferred. Then I dropped out again because this is when my business actually worked. And, this was when I realized, oh, this is actually a solid career path. And I never really desired at all to go back to school. Then my mom urged me to go back. And I'm not going to say no because she has sponsored my entire college career. I've not paid for anything once. So I'd be literally stupid not to. And I'm so glad I did because I did the dumbest, I took classes, skipped classes, dropped classes. It's a literal miracle I graduated. I failed one class, got a D, but it happened during the coronavirus. And so I passed. Crazy shit.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. I remember taking a differential equations class, after you take Calc 1, 2, 3, and then you do I think matrix algebra, I had to take differential equations. This was back in El Paso. I'm talking about we'd all get an F, he'd give us an A. Crazy stuff like that. If I think about it, it's a miracle I graduated. So I'm glad I did. My moon is 23 degrees. I graduated with the 2.3 GPA.
Ooh.
No, it sucks. It's really just because I had great grades, but near the end, I just
fails.
I did not give a fuck. I didn't show up to class. I would Ari, I swear to God, I would literally not study for tests and then go to the test room and then see if I can guess the right answers. And these are psychic abilities. I would literally study the night before and kind of get a C or a B minus. And it's if I actually, discipline myself, that'd be cool. But my heart wasn't in the degree. My heart was in, doing music or whatever. Regardless, I'm so glad I have that degree because now I can pursue a master's if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
into anything, I would say. They'll take you anywhere, I would say, any type of degree, as long as you have the prereqs done.
I didn't even know that. I thought you had to have a certain type of degree.
No, because when I was looking, especially for human services, things like that, psychology, things like that, they're okay, you took it, but you just got to take these prereqs before you get accepted for the degree program and stuff like that. Because one of my friends, she, instead of going the psychology route, meaning that she didn't take her undergrad was in psychology, it was in something else. I think it was in education. And as long as she takes a few prereqs before the master's program or whatever begins, then she'll be fine. And because she wants to be a psychologist. So I was that's interesting.
I'm currently taking a 2-year diploma course on astropsychology.
I heard about that.
This is my personal master's course. So after this, we'll see, but I'll get a certificate for it. I'm gonna look into life coaching. There's a ecology online one, so I want to kind of incorporate that in what I really want to do because I have a business. I used to have a Clark County business license, and when I first moved here, that was my first job. I was getting paid daily to just do readings. This is a dream come true. And I remember the week I got fired, I heard a voice the very beginning of the week. This is your last week in the job. And the first thing I said is, the hell it ain't. This is the best job ever. I'm not about to quit this. This is so dope. And I had the dopest readings that week. My friend came back again, took me out to the strip club. She was dating Chris Santos at the time. And so he was just handing me $100 bills, just to spend on strippers. I get there late, or I wake up late. She fires me. And that same week, my own personal online business makes more money than I've ever made. I never have to work a job again. And so, you know, that definitely kicked me off on, this is when I started working for Astrologer as Magic Mike. And so like
Magic Mike.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I was tripping and tarot tipping. But yeah, definitely very pivotal times. It really got me, it kind of really like shifted more of my attitude, I'd say, as far as like more what I wanted to do. And so how do I say it? Well, basically, I'm sorry, I completely forgot where I was going. I was trying to juggle it and get that back. I remember I was talking about the psychology course and the life coaching course. I don't even know how I juggled and got to the oh yes, the business license.
Yes.
So
I was like, you got it. Yeah. Like my head, you got it.
Life of a Gemini mind. No, so like, so I want to actually get another business license and set up a practice. Once I get this certificate, once I get this life coaching certificate, I want to set up a medical practice. Like people have always asked, are you going to be a doctor like your mom? And like, I won't be a doctor, but I'm going to set up a medical type, like I want to experiment a medical type like practice where like I run it like a doctor. I run it like it's a office. Like you come in, you have a file, you schedule an appointment, and like, you know, you schedule an appointment for like an astral consultation, or we have practitioners who may do Reiki, who may do root work, and we'll kind of do it like that. And of course, in order to practice, you just need a business license to open it up. So instead of it looking like a psychic shop, I'll make it look like an actual clinic and call it like a psychic shop. So I'm kind of looking into that. But other than that, I really feel called. As you can see, this says Air Force One. And I would really love your advice on it. Actually, thank you so much, Art, because you've definitely helped you know, encourage and push me to this, and I'm really excited to. But I decided that if a certain criminal and doofus gets inaugurated into the White House, I can't necessarily trust this country enough to serve it. And so, you know, it's going to really be a lot. But should President Trump get reelected, I'm definitely, when he gets reelected, I'm definitely going to join the Air Force. I feel like this is a very I made the rationale that I lost my virginity in this country. To a Sagittarius, I drank alcohol in the movie theater. And it wasn't even right. I also drank alcohol for the first time in this country. I graduated high school. I smoked weed for the first time in this country. I graduated college in this country. So I need to serve this country. I need to serve this country. And I have definitely served, but I definitely want to look more into that. And I always felt like if you didn't go into it in your 20s, it's too late. Like there's, but yeah.
It's a good thing if you didn't go into it that early, because I feel it like, to me, in my point of view, I should have gone to the Air Force Academy instead of going the enlisted route. Yeah. Because even every one of my bosses would always tell me like, are you really enlisted? Like you should have been an officer. And I'm just like, well, you know, I just wanted to travel. I just want to get out of house. But yeah, I feel like an officer's position will be best, because at least you have more of a say as to when you commission and if you do or if you don't. You know what I mean? Like you get a board reviews you. It's kind of like an interview, and either you accept the job or you don't, you know, and that's that's the beauty about it. It's like, yes, here is the criteria that you have to meet. These are the years. Either you accept this or you don't, you know. And for enlisted, it's like, nope, this is it. You know what? And everybody's pushing you to re-enlist after your, you know, enlistment is over. Like, you need to re-enlist. You need to re-enlist. Let's go. You know. And for officers, it's just like, oh, good luck with your commission. You know, that's it. It's like they're more adults. They're treated more like adults too. So I always recommend that to people: become an officer instead of enlisted, because you get treated like a child straight out, and you're like 20 years old. And you get looked down at and treated like a child when you're enlisted. And until you're like a staff sergeant like I was, then you get treated like, okay, you're a person now. You're an adult now.
Wow, thank you so much for saying that. That really helped me see right. And I mean, I'll just take it like that. If I get in, that means I was meant to. If I don't, that means I just wasn't meant to. And I'm applied as an officer, and I feel like it'll be perfect. Saturn transiting my 10th, like it'll help discipline and kind of set stuff straight. So yeah, that.
Did you look at the I know I sent you information about OTS, but did you look at like the jobs, like what would like you want to be in? You know, like, because I know there's some that are intel is important. Intelligence officers are needed right now. I know my friend told me because he works at the Pentagon. He said intelligence officers. I believe it was what was the other one? Flight line maintenance or something like that. Something with the flight line. I don't know, but there's like a lot of different ones, and even drone operators too. So
drone operators?
Yeah, I don't know how you'll feel about that though.
I just
I don't know how you feel about shooting someone from the air, but
excuse me, air sign. Got the moon in Capricorn. I can turn my emotions off time to time. Like it isn't. But I mean, no, thank you. I'm on the website now. I'm gonna look more into that because it's definitely ready. I'm just waiting for that inauguration day. See who ushered in.
Just go in the military now and just be like, fuck you. No, just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah.
Question. Are you gonna take the vaccine?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
My sister took it because she's a nurse, so she has to.
She has to. Okay.
And I asked her about like reactions and things like that. Like, what were her reactions? She's like, nothing. And I was like, okay, it's just 2 series of vaccines. So you take one first and then another 30 days after. And so she took one on Wednesday, and I asked her if she's feeling good or anything like that. She's like feels fine. It didn't really affect her at all. Like she said that the flu vaccine affected her way worse than the corona one. So yeah,
I'm not really too worried about like any after effects, but just more of the principle. I'm really glad you're not. But once again, like I know even outside of coronavirus, I'm pretty sure if I applied, I'd have to take vaccines.
Oh yeah, you have to. Yeah.
So
we are the test dummies for vaccines. The military is like, I hate saying that, but it's true. Every time there was a new vaccine, they were like, hey, you know what? I need you to take this, try this out, and sit in the, in the like waiting area for about 15 minutes and let us know if you react adversely to it. We're like, what? But yeah, we're always the test dummies for vaccines and stuff. Even the one that they used to shoot up on your like the nasal one for the flu, they had a lot of adverse reactions because they I guess one of the ingredients is like if you're allergic to eggs or something like that, it'll cause like a really adverse reaction to your system. And so a lot of people in the military were having really bad reactions to that one, the nasal one. It was just felt weird. It's like something shot up in your brain. You're like, what the fuck? But yeah, and so they stopped it. I don't think any civilian ever took it.
like should I do that? But I know at one level it doesn't.
I've been a little apprehensive about that.
Yeah, but yeah, you just gotta. you know, you have to take them, you know, especially the flu. The flu one has to be taken every year. So it's just, that's just how it goes. And then the worst one that I ever had was the smallpox one. And that's disgusting because it's like they use like these little needles, they dip the stuff in and they just transfer it over onto your arm. Like they poke you a few times and then the blisters grow. So you're like, ew, it's so fucking disgusting. Oh,
Bam. I know I had to take a tetanus shot coming back in the country and all that. So, I mean, I've definitely taken vaccines before, but it's just at the same time, I know. I mean, it's not like
you're safe.
I'm not under the impression that vaccines will really harm me. I'm just more of a rebel. Like I just want to be like, fuck you. I don't want to take it. So it is what it is. But if I have to, fuck it. It is what it is.
And the thing is that it doesn't, to me, I've always noticed that I've never had any real crazy reactions to any vaccines. Only one time, and that was when I was already out of the military and I took the flu vaccine back in 2015. And I had a really horrible reaction to that. And after that, I stopped taking it because I was like, I'm fucking scared of this shit. Like, what the fuck was that? You know? And so I stopped taking it. I'm like, oh, nope. I've never had that crazy reaction while in the military. And they injected us with a lot of shit, you know? And so that's why I was just like, nah, I don't know about the civilian shit.
Imagine if I was the first employed astrologer as a part of the Air Force.
Dude, that'll be crazy.
They bring me as a part of their intel force.
Well, you know, they did have like the CIA did finally release the information about like all of the experiments that they did for pretty much psyops, pretty much, you know, and
Stargate.
Yeah, and everything, and with psychedelics and you know, with psychics, and I would say like there's a lot of stuff out there that is pretty much available for anybody to read, but
I wish they didn't lie about their results and told us the full truth, but
yeah, but they're gonna lie, you know, because they're just, plus, you know, if you're when you're using the scientific method and trying to measure someone's psychic ability, it's a hit or miss. It doesn't work that way, you know, and so they have to really reconfigure everything in order for, you know, for anything to be measured psychically, I would say, because it's not measurable. Like it's not like people.
Yeah, it's literally immeasurable.
People could be accurate one day and the next day could be completely inaccurate, you know. And it all accounts in their moods, whether or not their, you know, their frequency is low or high, or what's going on around them, you know. Everything has, because we're receptive to everything affects us, you know. And so it could just be because someone's blocking it or somebody pissed us off. It just affects us, and so that's why it can't be measured accurately too. So but talk to us about any of your future goals beyond, you know, what you just explained. Like, so you said that you won't do astrology full time. So how is that going to look like? Can you explain that? Because I know a lot of people love you, and they're probably going to be like, what? He's not going to do astrology full time.
I'm expanding the channel to really bring in new talent.
Okay.
And I want to focus more on the management aspect and just branching outwards and doing more networking and meeting up, especially with our retreat that we may do still soon.
Yeah, we need to start planning that.
True.
Like we need to like really sit down with it and see, this is the logistics of it, and this is the location where we want to go towards this time around or something. I don't know how you feel about like the Southwest, but I feel like there's a big draw there for a lot of people, especially like energetically speaking. There's a need,
especially in Arizona.
Yeah, and that's what I've been drawn to Arizona a lot for retreats, especially. Last retreat I had was in Colorado. I was drawn to Colorado, and now it's like being drawn to the Southwest, to Arizona or New Mexico locations for a retreat. So we definitely need to have one. Definitely need to plan that one out in advance. Give people time, and just see what, how this is going to work, pretty much logistically speaking.
I'm gonna focus a
Brooke's
whole
all excited.
right. Oh yeah. Shout out to Brooke. And yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to work on the project we're doing too. I'm so excited about that. I know that I'm glad the time is being taken on that too, instead of
Mhm.
because that's definitely a great long-term project. Other than that, I'm gonna focus more on curating online schools, but more so quick big lessons and focusing more on an app. I feel like the time has come to put in 10,000 hours worth of creating an astrology system that's never been created before.
Yeah.
I want to get more into invention and create like astrology watches and
Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm like, whoop.
awaken the Taurus energy. Right. Right. It connects to the system and then there's a video game app for it. And yeah. I might have to take over the world so that I can access territory and become a cruel dictator in the process. But other than that,
that Capricorn always kicks in like.
right now I understand why Hitler is a Capricorn Moon, and yeah, the similarity.
He let that one go like
Oh
big time.
yeah, oh yeah, oh
Like,
yeah.
like the Taurus is like, Capricorn.
Capricorn. My bad. It's literally cardinal. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh wow. But yeah, I'm just so excited. This is heavy graduation energy, and I feel like even my relationship with school embodied my like Geminian trickster vibe of how I can like be in both worlds and still, suffer the consequences, but gain the benefits at the same time. That was so fucking mutable. But like Capricorn always hating on the Gemini, like, oh,
whatever. I'm the one doing all the hard work.
right. You just here. You just saying all this.
You're just the voice of this outfit.
Right. Oh wow. Yeah.
No, you're right though. That's perfect.
I'm still gonna do consultations and readings.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of focus on other projects, expand, and honestly though, there's a question mark. There's like there's a small gray area because I know you and I both and many watching this, we're on the verge of that breakthrough that I know that's gonna change the picture. So there's a part of my soul that's like, wait, there's something that's being introduced that'll complete your understanding. And I feel like it's finally being introduced now. So very grateful.
Yeah. So you want to talk a little bit about the Great Conjunction? Like, what is your take on the Great Conjunction?
So, such a good question. We have to really put it in context and what it truly is. Conjunctions are Aries signature, the 0 degree, right? This is definitively a birth because opposition is a completion. And so this great conjunction is definitively a birth and the sign of the greatest of all time. So it's the greatest cycle to ever start. And this is literally the great reset that is having me look, because I wanted to take a very conspiracy view at it, like, oh, these people are trying to reset the economy and they're doing it in a very shady way. And then I realized, wait, this is happening in the sky, so they are doing it in a shady way, but it's meant to happen. That doesn't mean that it has to happen. I think that it's energy like this that shows who stands up to stuff like that. But it's so amazing to see. And one thing that is the most important is this great conjunction is both the fulfillment of the cycle that started with our soul group and also the initiation of the advent of the supernatural evolution of human consciousness down to our DNA genetics. As Capricorn does rule, like, I think the bones, and since it pertains to the body, this will pertain to genetic structure and codings through Aquarius. So this definitively is not only the supernatural awakening of a whole collective, but people born in the late 80s and 90s had that Saturn, Uranus, Neptune cycle. And so Saturn coming back around is preparing your vessel to actually harness these superpowers. And the purpose of these superpowers is to finally establish the galactic connection with our friends and antagonists up in the higher vibrations that watch us on the God tubes. So we can definitely
watching the drama unfold.
Right. So we can alien sources. We can definitely, tap in. And I mean, everything happening so fast is amazing, but I think the best way to see this is it's a total reset. It's a total new beginning. It's a brand new world. The new heaven and new earth. It now makes sense to me why like so many people are reincarnating back here, or coming back, I guess, to fulfill or complete. I kind of get the sense that like this is a unique period where beings who used to exist in all different lifetimes are back here now, and it's like completing that. And that only leads me to realize that we are in the times of the last days, and a great conjunction is that signal kicking off this apocalypse cycle to head into Armageddon. And like, some of us are gonna really be kicking demon ass. And like, mainly, I mean, I guess it's less about the war, more about the reconstruction and the integration. I mean, we say this in a 3D way, but the victory's already been had. I'm so profound. That's why I respect and love the Pisces Aqua vibe, because the future is literally happening right now and concurrently. Like, and that's just so amazing. Like, there are people right now 3,000 years ahead in the future, as opposed to it being linear and not having happened yet. And so awakening to that multi-dimensional reality makes right now so gangster, because it's like I can ask my 3,000-year-old me to send me a download or something, or like interact with all time. It's just such a mind trip. And I'm looking forward to which that's the best thing about Saturn and Aqua, because that's going to provide us the knowledge of this update. I look at it like every Aqua trend is an update, and like you have a resident Aquarius who's just gonna like spill all the downloads with you. Like, shout out to y'all who with the Aquas. They definitely coming back. Kid Cudi dropped right when Saturn went into Aqua. I thought that was amazing or extraordinary. So yeah, I'm excited.
A lot of shit that a lot of stuff that was being revealed, like Elon Musk's his Neuralink. He had a whole like he's been planning this for a whole year already, but he had more of like wanting people to work for him for that project, and so to me this is like a very revolutionary technology. Like, in his mind, he knows exactly what he wants to do with this, and this is to assist people who are quadriplegics and to move their limbs again, things like that. And so to me, that's like the technologies that Aquarius energy is definitely pushing forth as well, things like that. And so hopefully they don't use it in a bad way, but
we know the nature of humankind.
Yes.
It's good for the first 6 months, 2 years, and then corrupt.
Yeah. Because the questions that he was answering were like, first they were like, okay, so this is cool for medical, and like he kept putting it back, we are using this for a medical purpose, because he kept getting questions about, what about gaming, what about putting the video game, or stuff like that. And he's like, what we're trying to do with this, like, he kept reverting back, like, it's for medical purposes. Like
he's such an ascended master.
Yeah, he's just like,
what's up?
Like, we don't want that yet. We're trying to focus on this first, And that reminded me of that energy that he has, definitely wanting things step by step and very organized, even though a lot of people are like, oh, he's not organized or whatever. Yeah, but he is, because he's the one creating these things, you know, like
Right.
like some type of like procedure.
True that.
But yeah, you're like what you were talking about, like looking at the chart for the Great Conjunction. We also have, you know, Yule coming up at the same time, which is winter solstice as people know it now. But this is the rebirth of the sun god, the young sun god, you know, his rebirth and coming back to really herald in a new age, really bring hope back to his people, you know. And so when I looked at the moon, I think the moon is in Aries, right? Wasn't it, or something like that? And so I was like, the emperor, you know, like, or you know, like I'm just like kind of like, oh, this coincides with the fire energy that I was picking up a lot for the Great Conjunction, beyond, you know, like the Jupiter and Saturn, you know. And so I'm just like, I felt more of like a you know, like a let's move forward energy. And so that Aries, you know, energy definitely is behind all this movement forward too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just love the timing of that, like you said, like right when Cap goes in, the Aries comes through, boom.
Yeah. And it's just like, damn, like every plan that you've already had established, like, you know, Capricorn, take your time, whatever, but Aries is like, all right, well, what's the next step?
Yeah. Steps ahead too.
Like, let's move it.
And action.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it felt like. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Lady Rainstar is like, he's my favorite alien, talking about Elon Musk. Yeah, he definitely
Right.
not from here at all. That guy's like,
no. Like these foolish humans don't even know I'm just here to guide their humanity forward during my short term here before I go to another star system.
Right.
In my Tesla.
And you know what I was thinking about that too? It's like, is he gonna remain like till his golden years, or is he gonna leave early? You know, I was thinking about that. Like I always get downloads like when I'm in the shower. I'm like, I wonder if Tesla's gonna remain till old age, or he's just gonna take off. Like he's like, deuces, like I'm done.
I found teleportation technology. I'm leaving you losers. No, I'm joking.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
But yeah. Oh my goodness. So is there any wisdom that you would like to share with the audience before we take off?
We know this conjunction has started a brand new world. First of all, find people like Ari who have Uranus in Sagittarius, and like, or you may have it yourself watching, and like listen to the wisdom, because I didn't realize how important what y'all established, the Saturn and in Scorpio and Sag, with 2030, the 29-degree Saturn Uranus and Gemini conjunction, that's gonna like start that new cycle. So with this great conjunction, we're starting something new, and you're the most revolutionary part of it. So like, you don't want to get too caught up on trying to figure it out, because you're starting something new.
Mm-hmm.
And in the seriousness of this, you forget that these cycles take a while,
a long time, especially this one coming in.
Right. So you definitely want to see it like you're starting a brand new season series, and you're literally stepping away from an old world that was eons in the making, and you incarnated at the very end of it because you're here to start that new story. So, you know, we're literally in that in between point where we're starting something new but closing the old one. So, you know, believe in your game more than ever, and don't doubt yourself for nothing.
Don't let fear stop you from moving forward. And that's why there's that energy of that fire coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think you're not ready. It's always going to be that doubt. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. You are ready. You just keep fucking telling yourself the same story over and over again, and you believe it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's the Sagittarius in me talking right there. Okay. She's like straightforward, like shut your mouth and just do it.
Right.
Get your shit done. Get your shit straight. Let's go have some fun. But yeah, thank you so much, Mike, for being here and for, giving us some information about your life and, your childhood. Those are cool, neat little stories. I like when you always tell me little things like that. But truly appreciate that because it gives me better insight into you and I start to dissect you even more. And I'm just kidding.
The analyzation.
Yeah.
Run, the Virgo rising has come.
Yeah.
They'll break you down to little pieces.
But yeah, so thank you so much for being here and for taking the time to do this interview. And thank you guys so much for watching and for sharing. So if you guys want to keep on, following the Peace Dealer, all of his information is down in the description below. I highly recommend that you guys book a consultation with him. He's awesome at what he does. I think you're like the first astrologer I've ever booked a consultation with before anybody else. And you were spot on. And I was just like, I don't think I need to book any other consultation. Like, it's just it. I was like, wow. Like, he just analyzed everything and he's spot on completely.
That's a supreme honor. And if you're watching this from here and you would like a discount, just use the discount code HOOKUP, HOOKUP on me.
Hookup. All right, here you go. You got that time to do it. Do it before. Oh, you guys need to do it before 2021 so he could tell you what's up for you this coming year. Oh my God, he will reveal a lot of stuff. So just be ready for that. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching and hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye-bye.